Hare Krishna. We finished 12?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we recite the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtike Om Ajnanaatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Visthaya Bhutali Prabhupada Tipriya Shri Girirajaya Swami Suvakra Shastra Vigyaya Hadidesavya Shri Radha Ras Bihari Bhyamakti Vyaschatmadayini Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Visthaya Bhutali Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshitadina Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurudevatarini Hare Krishna. So welcome again to this class. Maybe you can just introduce yourself. Yes. But
Hindi she can talk, she can only understand Hindi, but I thought let her meet, because she will not be able to act daughter for Seva.
all right.
Chandan.
But you understand English?
No, she doesn't
No,
understand
at all.
English.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Sorry? Bani? Okay. All right. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, it's a study group here. So we are on 10 to 4 in chapter 27. And the title of this chapter is Attack by Chandaveg on the city of Puranjan. this is old age now. And Prabhupada has something very interesting to say about this. So we remember how King Puranjan, it's an allegory. It's a allegory, meaning it's in a figurative way. Narad Muni is telling about our own life. And this is specifically about the karmis. Karmis meaning that they are karma kandiya, so they are pious, but they are heavy enjoying mood. We've got chairs here, you can just sit. We've got chairs. Oh, just sit here. All right. You brought your book? You did? Yes, because we're going to pass around the mic. I'm asking whether you brought your book because you're going to be the first one to read. You're going to be the first one to read.
You just move the mic up and you can move the mic.
Sorry?
Just mic towards your...
Hare Krishna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we are seeing it live again. It's only because of the mic that the volume goes up and down. If it is right there, then it's steady.
Oh, okay, fine. So this is King Puranjan. This is King Puranjan who's spending his life in sense gratification, and now he's become old. So what is that old age is being described here. So let's step by step, what is old age? So we are on text 13 now. So together we can recite. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. It's 18. Yeah. I remember 17. Yes. 18. Yes. Okay. Fine. But still, let's run through it so that we remember. All right. All right. So we can remember. So, O king, in Gandharvalok there is a king named Chandaveg. Under him there are 360 very powerful Gandharva soldiers. Along with Chandaveg were as many female Gandharvis as they were soldiers, and all of them repeatedly plundered all the paraphernalia for sense enjoyment, meaning that Chandaveg is what? Anybody remember what Chandaveg? Yeah. Chandaveg. What's that? Chandaveg.
Time and time.
What's Veg?
Swiftness. Speed.
Yeah, the force of time. Right? The force, so we say the force of time, Veg, right? Vachu Vegam, right? The urge, so the speed, speed of time, the force of time. So it's passing very fast, and we don't even notice that the days and the night are going by. We all say, 10 years already gone, right? We all say it. So here it's very, dissected, right? Our lifespan is really dissected, step by step, what's going on. So when King Gandharvaraj Chandaveg and his followers began to plunder the city of Puranjan, a snake with 5 hoods began to defend the city. So plunder, meaning that day and time is snatching away our lifespan. All right? This is what it means. This Chandaveg is snatching away our lifespan. And Prabhupada said that this is what we call advanced our age. This is what we say we are aging. And then this is now the prana. So this snake with 5 hoods began to defend the city, meaning so that the prana, he's saying, so he's fighting, the prana is fighting constantly against the time, against the rising and setting of the sun. Then Prabhupada said, actually we are eternal. That's the whole tragedy. That we are eternal, but we are in a constant struggle to make the body live. Right? The body is, we are eternal, and the body is just matter, and we are the, what we call lifespan is simply the struggle to make the body live. Alright? And also to deal with all the miserable conditions that happen in what we call that lifespan. Right? Because he had to fight alone with so many soldiers, all of whom were great warriors, okay? So meaning this time factor, it's great warrior, right? The serpent with 5 hoods became very weak. Seeing that his most intimate friend was weakening, King Puranjan and his friends and citizens living with the city all became very anxious, meaning the bodily limbs. Right, that's why I asked Lalita Mataji, please come today, because he told me, okay, you know, all the bodily parts are disintegrating, right? So here it is. That's what's happening here. So the citizens and the friends, right, they become anxious. So the eyes become weaker, you know, I don't know whether the sense of taste, definitely things don't taste same anymore, right? The ears, the first thing actually are the legs, right? The knees, the ankles, I think the limbs, that's the first, then the shoulders, right? Then the neck, right? Everybody who is past 50 knows, right? God. King Puranjan collected taxes in the city known as Panchala, and thus was able to engage in sexual indulgence. Being completely under the control of women, he couldn't understand that his life was passing away and that he was reaching the point of death. So remember, meaning the sons and grandsons and everything that he was accumulating. That's where he is. Okay, so now we are on text 19. So together. Kalasya duhitya kachit trilokim varamichati paryatanti na barhishmam pratyanandata kaschana. Yeah, Lalita Mataji, read.
Hello. Hello. My dear King, Prachina Bharisat, at this time the daughter of formidable time was seeking her husband throughout the 3 worlds. Although no one agreed to accept her, she came.
All right, Jara. Yes, Kala Kanya. You read?
Yeah. Perfect. In due course of time, when the body becomes old and practically invalid, it is subject to Jara, the sufferings of old age. There are 4 basic kinds of suffering: birth, old age, disease, and death. No scientist or philosopher has ever been able to make a solution to these 4 miserable conditions. The invalidity of old age, known as Jara, is figuratively explained here as the daughter of time. No one likes her, but she is very much anxious to accept anyone as her husband. No one likes to become old and invalid, but this is inevitable for everyone.
So the daughter of formidable time, it's feminine. And so no scientist or philosopher, right? So when death comes, meaning that all our science and all our philosophy finally is of no use, right? It's just no use, it's just the bare fact that we become old or we die, even in young age, right? So,
Very nice way of putting it, no? The daughter of time comes seeking for a husband in the 3 worlds. It's a nice way of explaining, basically, like that.
Yeah, no one likes her. So the invalidity of old age, known as Jara, is figuratively explained here as the daughter of time. Right? So what is time actually? Kala is who?
Krishna.
Yes. Yeah.
Because actually Is it Krishna or is it the weapon of Krishna? Or Krishna himself?
Well, the Sudarshan, the energy, right? The Sudarshan, we have studied this about time, the Sudarshan chakra, right? I mean, it say that the spoke also, right? The spoke, we read about that also in second or third canto. The sun, yes. Yeah. But the Sudarshan chakra actually is that kala. Right? Because Krishna says, Tayam, right? Mrityu sarva haraschaham, right? Kalosmi. Chapter 11 of Bhagavad Gita, right? So that Sudarshan chakra is actually time, the time factor. And everybody's destiny is on it. Remember this? This is what we mean by kala. And this is what's going to be described here. What is kala is a very good analysis of time and the duration of life. So no one likes to become old and invalid, but it is inevitable for everyone, right? Okay, text 20. Durbhagyena manoloke shruta durbhagyati sa yatushta rajarshayetu vrittadat purave varam.
Translation. The daughter of time, Jara, was very unfortunate. Consequently, she was known as Durbhaga, ill-fated. However, she was once pleased with the great king, and because the king accepted her, she granted him a great benediction. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Sabha Sukha Bhagala, all kinds of happiness disappears in old age.
Is it true? Is it true? It is true? Okay. All kinds of happiness disappear in old age. So that's why we should come and chant and dance in the kirtan, right? And attend all the festivals, because we haven't experienced that. Devotees are very much happy, right? We are not noticing old age as such. I mean, it comes and goes. I just heard Sachirana Maharaj. And so he said, to which I could relate, like he said that, how much time can you invest in your own self? It's not going to make you happy, right? So better be Krishna conscious. How much time you're going to invest? So you invest, all your time and energy in yourself. You don't become happy, right? In the body. Right? So we go investing time in the body, but you don't become happy. Anybody who is sick, right? Everybody knows, after some time you get fed up. We are just fed up, right? We don't want to give time to it, right? So then that's when you say, better you chant, better you attend the kirtan, better you be among devotees. This is where there's happiness. I mean, that we're experiencing. If you are not, then please come and experience it. So, Sabha Sukha Bhagala, like Prabhupada, right? Right? At the age of 70, right? And from the age of 54, right? From the age of 54, right? Yeah, he just gave up everything, and he went. He's in Radha Damodar, in Vrindavan. He's writing the books. He's doing so much. He must be in ecstasy, right? Right? And who will do something unless they are happy doing it, right? So, Sabha Sukha Bhagala. It just goes away, run away. Yeah. Continue.
Consequently, no one likes old age or Jara. Thus, Jara, as the daughter of time, is known as a most unfortunate daughter. She was, however, at one time accepted by a great king, Yayati. Yayati was cursed by his father-in-law, Sukracharya, to accept her. When Sukracharya's daughter was married to King Yayati, one of her friends named Sharmishta went with her. Later, King Yayati became very much attached to Sharmishta, and Sukracharya's daughter complained to her father. Consequently, Sukracharya cursed King Yayati to become prematurely old. King Yayati had 5 youthful sons, and he begged all his sons to exchange their youths for his old age. No one agreed to accept the youngest one, whose name was Puru. Upon accepting Yayati's old age, Puru was given the kingdom. It is said that 2 of Yayati's other sons, being disobedient to their father, were given kingdoms outside of India, most probably Turkey and Greece. The purport is that one can accumulate wealth and all kinds of material opulences, but during old age one cannot enjoy them. Although Puru attained his father's kingdom, he could not enjoy all the opulence, for he had sacrificed his youth. One should not wait for old age in order to become Krishna conscious. Due to the invalidity of old age, one cannot make progress in Krishna consciousness, however opulent he may be materially.
Okay, so a few lessons here, right? First thing is that in old age, all happiness disappear anyway. All right. And second thing is that, so here, this youth, this young boy, Puru, so he accepted his father's old age. And he got, so now old age, so this is what's being said here, that Jara became happy with him. And he said, yes, I'm giving you a benediction. What did he give him? Wealth. But what's the use of it? You can't enjoy. Right? And here Prabhupada is also saying that one should not wait for old age in order to become Krishna conscious. But due to the invalidity of old age, one cannot make progress in Krishna consciousness, however opulent he may be materially. Is it true, Nikhileshwari? Is it true?
Yes.
How? I'm not sure it's true. We have seen her progress so much, right? Isn't it?
I didn't catch the point actually.
So Prabhupada,
Sentence of us,
one should not wait for old age in order to become Krishna conscious, right?
Yeah.
Actually, in youth is when we have to practice to be Krishna conscious. So people say, oh, yeah, when we become old, then you practice Krishna consciousness. And here Prabhupada is saying, no, he got this Puru, King Puru, he got the father's kingdom, but he couldn't enjoy it. I mean, he's old, right? And that's why his father Yayati wanted to pass it on to him, right? So, one should not wait for old age in order to become Krishna conscious. Due to the invalidity of old age, one cannot make progress in Krishna consciousness, however opulent he may be materially. So my question was, is it true?
Yes.
It's true? What's the proof?
Our eyes, we cannot see with the eyes, we cannot hear with the ears, we have so much of pain, our joints don't work. We cannot do so many things in old age. So difficult. We cannot go to temple, just sit and we cannot go for yatra and we cannot go to dham.
Okay.
We cannot eat properly. The Shadam also we cannot enjoy.
Okay, all right. So 70 plus, right?
Doctors say you get old by after 75 plus. No.
Sorry?
nowadays it's 75 years.
75 plus you get old.
Who is saying that?
Doctors.
The doctors. And hear what Bhagavatam is saying. What Bhagavatam is saying. Let's read what. Yeah, which verse is it? Okay, text 15, all right? What is the old age? Yeah? They're bribing the doctors, so here we are going to read the truth.
55
When King Gandharvaraj, Chandaveg, and his followers began to plunder the city of Puranjan, a snake with 5 hoods began to defend the city. When one is sleeping, the life air remains active in different dreams. The 5 hoods of the snake indicate that their life air is surrounded by 5 kinds of air known as prana, apan, vyan, udan, and saman. When the body is inactive, the prana or the life is active. Up to the age of 50, one can actively work for sense gratification. But after the 50th year, one's energy decreases. Although one can with great strain work for 2 or 3 more years, perhaps up to 55th year. Thus, the 55th year is generally taken by government regulations as the final year for retirement. Right? The energy, the energy which, yeah, the energy, the energy which is fatigue after 50 years is figuratively described herein as a serpent with 5 hoods. All right. So this is the physical body, how it works. So you can't really make the body work after 55. All right. Everybody knows how much time we started spending on the body at that time, from the age of actually 48. It's a cycle. It's a cycle, and nobody can check this. So that's when the system of Varnashram is at the age of 50, we should take Vanaprastha. Because we have 20 years, 20, 25, 50 to 75. We have sufficient energy that we can practice Krishna consciousness fully. That's the idea, right? So that's why Eva Bhikachet, it says that we must at all cost retire from family life at the age of 50, Vanaprastha. Because then you can go study, go on pilgrimage, what Mamta Mai said, right? Go on pilgrimage, you can read the books, you can hear properly, you can walk, right? You can do parikrama, you can do so many things, taking the bath in the cold and heat and everything you can tolerate, right? So that time span, 50 to 75, has been given as Vanaprastha for a regular householder, right? After 75 or so, 60, 70, whatever, then the men can take sannyas, right? But at least the women, then they return home, they stay with their family, and they do their bhajan at home, all right? So now, because people have become irreligious, isn't it? I think we discussed that earlier. Because so they have free time, they don't go on pilgrimage, right? They don't do what they're supposed to do, because this is the disintegration of the Varnashram system. So people have time. So somebody has to engage them, right? Who will engage them? The capitalists. It's either you are engaged by Krishna
or by your senses,
or you have to be engaged by the capitalist, right? Because what do? You retire, what do? You take up some other job. They saw people taking up some other job, and they have to pay a pension, right? They have to pay you a pension at this age. Why should they pay? Right? Anybody will do this. So if we are ruled by business people, right now the entire world, even the government is under the grip of business people, isn't it?
Mataji, on the other side, on the social side also, nowadays there are many households where people are forced to work because they need money, not really the capitalist asking them to work, but they are under pressure. They are under pressure to work and make the ends meet. That can also be a factor. I'm not saying that's a major factor, but
yes,
certain men after retirement, it's not that they have enough pensions or enough gratuity that they can, have a peaceful life. They are forced as well because the economic situation is not the best.
Yeah, because also we have broken our family system, right?
You don't have support. Yes, you don't have support.
We've broken the family system. And what we heard Prabhupada say, that only one section of the entire population that works. This is the householder. And they support the other 3 sections. Right? They support the brahmachari, the vanaparas, and the sannyasis. Right? This is what it is. So, old age here, Prabhupada, so this is like when you're 70 plus, we'll take it. Right? And everything is disintegrating. So between 50 and 70, it's like, I could take it 55, 70, you can still do something. Okay, 21. Kadachit atamanasa brahmalokahan mahim gatam vavre brihad vratam mam tu janati kamamohita.
Hare Krishna. When I once came to this earth from Brahmalok, the highest planetary system, the daughter of time, wandering over the universe, met me. Knowing me to an avowed brahmachari, she became lusty and proposed that I accept.
Who is speaking here? Narad Muni. Yes, Narad Muni.
The great sage Narad Muni was a Nashtika brahmachari. That is, he never had sex with. He was consequently an evergreen youth. Old age, Zara, could not attack him. The invalidity of old age can overcome an ordinary man, but Narad Muni was different. Taking Narad Muni to be an ordinary man, the daughter of time confronted him with a lusty desire. It requires great strength to resist a woman's attraction. It is difficult for old men, and what to speak of young. Those who live as brahmacharis must follow in the footsteps of great sage Narad Muni, who never accepted the proposals of Jara. Those who are too much sexually addicted become victims of Zara, and very soon their lifespan is shortened. Without utilizing the human form of life for Krishna consciousness, the victims of Zara die very soon in this.
Okay, so so here Prabhupada is saying that of course, like when there is a brahmachari, it becomes very attractive, right? We've experienced this over and over again. So she became lusty and proposed that I accept her. So here Prabhupada is saying that if we are engaged in Krishna consciousness, we will remain young. And how that youthfulness is going to manifest, we will discuss in the following pages. 22. Maye samrabhya vipula madachapam sudusaham statumarhasi nekatra matyachna vimukho mune. Madhuri.
Translation. The great sage Narada continued, when I refused to accept her request, she became very angry at me and cursed me severely because I refused her request. She said that I would not be able to stay in one place for a long time. Purport. The great sage Narada Muni has a spiritual body. Therefore, old age, disease, birth, and death do not affect him. Narada is the most kind devotee of the Supreme Lord, and his only business is to travel all over the universe and preach God consciousness. In other words, his business is to make everyone a Vaishnava. Under the circumstances, there is ordinarily no need for him to stay in one place for more than the time he requires to preach. Since by his own free will he is already traveling all over the universe, the curse of Kalakanya is described as fortunate. Like Narada Muni, many other devotees of the Lord are engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord in different places and in different universes. Such personalities are beyond the jurisdiction material laws.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Jayapataka Maharaj, right?
I remember, just now remember Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's truly amazing. No? So, great sage Narada Muni has a spiritual body. So, old age, disease, birth, and death do not affect him. Yeah, so there's a very extremely few people, but Prabhupada is describing them like Narada. Many other devotees of the Lord are engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord in different places and in different universes. So they are beyond the jurisdiction of material laws, meaning this time, the time factor. Text 23. Tato vihata sankalpa kanyakaya neveshwaram mayupadishtam asadya vavre namna bhayam patim.
After she was disappointed by me, with my permission, she approached the king of. After she was disappointed by me, with my permission, she approached the king of the Yavanas, whose name was Bhay or fear, and she accepted him as her husband. Being the most perfect Vaishnava, Sri Narad Muni is always willing to do good to others, even to one who curses him. Although Kalakanya, the daughter of time, was refused to Narad Muni, she was given a shelter. Of course, no one could give her shelter, but a Vaishnava gives shelter somewhere to such an unfortunate girl. When Jara or old age attacks everyone dwindles and deteriorates. In one stroke, Narad Muni gave shelter to Kalakanya and counter-attacked the ordinary karmis. If one accepts the instructions of Narad Muni, the ocean of fear, Bhay, can be very quickly removed by the grace of that great Vaishnava.
Yeah, so when Narad Muni refused the proposal of Kalakanya, then she cursed him that you will not be able to stay in one place, right? So you'll always be moving around, and Narad Muni said, no problem. Same curse was given to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. You know, you will never be happy in family life, so you'll just be moving around, right? So the devotees, they are not interested in staying fixed in one place, because what do they want? They want to preach. So now, how did Narad Muni counteract that curse? What did he do? Well, he gave some place to Kalakanya. What did he? I mean, very interesting. What did he do? You know, these are the secrets about birth, death, disease, old age. Very systematically, we are learning here what's going on. What did he do?
She sought the shelter from a Vaishnava.
With the permission of Narad Muni, she approached the king of Yavanas, Bhay, and he accepted her as.
What is Bhay?
Fear.
Fear of what?
Fear of death.
Yes, fear of death. All right? So disease has come, then old age, right? Disease, old age come together, right? And now he has invested in that old age fear of death. Why? Because we've just discussed how the devotees, they are not affected by old age, right? So what did he do here? Prabhupada wrote there.
By grace of remove the
Sorry? No, he gave, I mean, as soon as old age is coming, it creates fear. It creates fear, right? So what did he do when he gave her that shelter? Accept her. Yes. Yes. Meaning that fear attacks the ordinary karmis. You know, to create that fear in them that, you know, the thing that they're enjoying, go on enjoying. So when old age is coming, so they start to become fearful, and it's something that grips them and they can't do anything about it. Alright? Just grip them. Because this is what Narad Muni has given to Kala Kanya. So a component of Jara is fear, and it attacks those who are sense gratifiers. You follow the step? Alright?
Many people who are in our mind, when we look around, people who are not very spiritual, many are very fearful of them when they become old.
Yes, so now you saw it's
They
part,
are,
yeah?
They are very, very fearful.
Yeah, because it's been given. Jara means immediately bhai. So this deliberately it's been given, right? Kala Kanya has been given a husband. Alright, so who? Bhai. Right? And that's why we see Prabhupada's name is Abhay. Alright? Text 24. Rishabham yavanam tvam vrine virepshitam patim sankalpastvai bhutanam krita kila narishati. Yes.
Translation by Prabhupada. Approaching the king of Yavanas, Kalakanya addressed him as a great hero, saying, "My dear sir, you are the best of untouchables. I am in love with you, and I want you as my husband. I know that no one is baffled if he makes friends with you. Purport. The words Yayavananam, Rishabham refer to the king of Yavanas. The Sanskrit words Yavana and Malicha apply to those who do not follow the Vedic principles. According to the Vedic principles, one should rise early in the morning, take bath, chant Hare Krishna, offer Mangalarti to the deities, study Vedic literature, take prasad, and engage in dressing and decorating the deities. One must collect money for the temple expenditures, or if one is a householder, he must go to work in accordance with the prescribed duties of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. In this way, one should live a life of spiritual understanding. This is the Vedic way of civilization. One who does not follow these rules and regulations is called a Yavana or Malecha. One should not mistakenly think that these words refer to certain classes of men in other countries. There is no question of limitation according to nationalism, whether one lives in India or outside of India. He is called Yavana or Malecha if he does not follow the Vedic principles. One who does not actually follow the hygiene principle prescribed in the Vedic rules and regulations will be subjected to many contagious diseases. Because the students in this Krishna conscious movement are advised to follow the Vedic principles, and they naturally become hygienic.
Okay, so now, Prabhupada is defining who's a Yavan and Malech, right? So one of the main characteristics, they're unclean, not hygienic. And then the devotee's life is Prabhupada also given a summary. Mangalarti, taking bath, chant Hare Krishna, etc. And then the temple devotees, they must collect money for temple expenditures. This is part of the program. And if they are householder, so they must go to work in accordance with the prescribed duties of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So very clearly again Prabhupada is saying what are their duties. So again then Prabhupada is saying that Malecha Yavana doesn't mean someone outside India, right? Anybody who is not following the Vedic principles. Yeah, go on.
If a person is Krishna conscious, he can work like a young man, even if he is 75 or 80 years old. Thus, the daughter of Kala time cannot overcome a Vaishnava. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami engaged in writing Chaitanya Charitamrita when he was very old, yet he presented the most wonderful literatures about the activities of Lord Chaitanya. Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami began their spiritual life at a very old age, that is, after they retired from the occupations and family lives. Yet they presented many valuable literatures for the advancement of spiritual life, and they confirmed by Srila Srinivas Acharya, who praised the Goswamis in this way.
Let's read this, let's sing this together, right?
Nana Shastra Vichineka Nipunam Sadharma Samstapakau Lokana Mahita Harinam Tribhuvane Manyo Saranyakaro Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajanandena Mutalikau Vande Upasanatano Raghuyugu Jiva Gopala.
Okay, let's sing it. Let's sing it. Nana Shastra Vicharane Nipuno Sadharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Manyo Sharanyakaro Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nandena Mataliko Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako.
I offer my respected obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principle for the benefit of all human beings. Thus they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Thus, Jara, the effect of old age, does not harass a devotee. This is because a devotee follows the instructions and the determination of Narad Muni. All the devotees are in disciple succession stemming from Narad Muni because they worship the deity according to Narad Muni's direction, namely the Narad Panchataratra or Pancharatrika Vidhi. A devotee follows the principles of Pancharika Vidhi as well as Bhagwan Bhagavata Vidhi. Bhagavata Vidhi includes preaching work, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, and hearing and chanting of the glories of Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Panchacharika Vidhi includes Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Because the devotee rigidly follows the instruction of Narad Muni, and he has no fear of old age, disease or death. Apparently, a devotee may grow old, but he is not subjected to the symptoms of defeat experienced by a common man in old age. Consequently, old age does not make a devotee fearful of death, as a common man is fearful of death when Jara or old age takes shelter of a devotee. Kalan Kanya diminishes the devotee's fear. A devotee knows that after death he is going back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, he has no fear of death. Thus, instead of depressing a devotee old age, advanced age helps him become fearless and thus happy.
Okay, so now, this is the second section. Now Prabhupada is saying that the Goswami, the six Goswamis and Krishnadas Kaviraj, they did their most work, right? When they retired from family life, and Krishnadas Kaviraj, he was, I think, 90 years old or something. Huh?
Somewhere I read 100 books.
No, I think he was 90 when he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, anyway, we know very well Prabhupada was after 70, Prabhupada 75 or 80 years old. That's him, right? 81. Yeah. So Prabhupada was 75 when he wrote this fourth canto, I don't know. Yeah, so then the second part is that jara, the effect of old age, does not harass a devotee. Doesn't harass a devotee. Why? What we just read, what does old age mean for a devotee?
That he is going back to Godhead very soon, so that makes him more happy that he is going to end his turmoil here and he's going to a better place. So he feels happy about
We
it.
also know that we are not the body, we are the soul.
Yes.
And therefore, we tend to get detached from the or look after your body so much as you may.
Yeah, well, we do, but we are not fearful. So here Prabhupada is saying with the devotees are not afraid of death. This is the benediction with devotees. So we saw the difference now?
Yes.
With the karmis, Narad Muni has put it, because something has to push them, right? Right? Become more serious in Krishna consciousness, so fear of death. So it's like automatic, like you can't help it. So that's why. But with the devotees, no fear. Because how we have spent the entire life. 25. Dvavima vanushocanti balavasat avagraho yalloka shasthopanatam narati nattat ichati.
Translation by Divine Devotion Prabhupada. One who does not give charity according to the customs or injunction of the scriptures, one who does not accept charity in that way, are considered to be in the mode of ignorance. Such persons follow the path of the foolish. Surely they must lament at the end. Forward. It is herein stated that one should strictly follow the scriptures if one actually wants an auspicious life. The same is explained in Bhagavad Gita 16.23. Ya shastra vidhim sujya vartate kamakarata nasa vidhim avapnoti na sukham na paramgati.
Who is speaking this verse now? Text 25. Who is speaking?
This is not.
Is it? Just check who is speaking. Yeah, it is Kala Kanya. Who is she talking to?
Yavana. King of Yavana.
Who is that king of Yavana?
Bhai.
Bhai.
Yes.
Jara is speaking to Bhai, and just see what she's saying, meaning accept me, right? Accept me.
Charity, okay.
But it's Bhagavatam is like this. Like so many instruction is given, right? So here Jara is saying, I'm offering myself to you, you should accept, right? Old age. And I'm saying you be part of me, meaning Bhai. So you must accept. And at the same time, Prabhupada is taking the opportunity of Shastra, to present a principle about charity and how charity also is to be given. Yeah, read.
He who discards scriptural injunction and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. One who does not strictly follow the terms of the Vedic injunction never attains success in life or happiness, and want to speak of going back to Godhead. One Shastric injunction holds that a householder, a Kshatriya or an administrative head should not refuse to accept a woman if she voluntarily requests to become a wife. Since Kalkanya, the daughter of time, was deputed by Narad Muni to offer herself to Yavana Raja, the king of the Yavanas, could not refuse her. All transaction must be performed in light of Shastric injunction. The Shastric injunctions are confirmed by great sages like Narada Muni, as stated by Narottam Das Thakur, Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Chichite Kariye Agya. One should follow the principles of saintly persons, scriptures and spiritual master. In this way, one is sure to attain success in life. Kalkanya, the daughter of time, presented herself before the king of Yavanas precisely in terms of Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. Thus there was no reason for not accepting her.
So she presented Shastric evidence. Text 26. Aho bachasva mam bhadra bhajanti me dayam kuru etavan paurusho dharmo yadatan anukampate.
Translation. Kalakanya continued, O gentle one, I am now present before you to serve you. Please accept me and thus show me mercy. It is a gentleman's greatest duty to be compassionate upon a person who is distressed. Purport. Yavana Raja, the king of Yavanas, could not refuse to accept Kalakanya, daughter of time, because he considered the request due to the order of Narad Muni. Thus, he accepted Kalakanya in a different way. In other words, the injunctions of Narad Muni or the path of devotional service can be accepted by anyone within the three worlds, and certainly by the king of the Yavanas. Lord Chaitanya himself requested everyone to preach the cult of Bhakti Yoga all over the world, in every village and town. Preachers in the Krishna conscious movement have actually experienced that even the Yavanas and Melachas have taken to spiritual life on the strength of Narad Muni's Pancharatrika Vidhi. When mankind follows the disciplic succession as recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone throughout the world will benefit.
So now, like everybody is being expertly engaged in Krishna's service, right? So this bhai is being engaged to make the karmis become fearful so that they become Krishna conscious, right? That's basically what it is. So he's saying, though he's in Malecha, but because he is he's following Narad Muni's instruction, and therefore he's also progressing. It's amazing how Prabhupada just like drawing out, something from it. Meaning Malechas usually don't follow. But here, he was impelled. So he has to follow. So Jara says, let me marry you, and nobody wants to accept her, but Bhai accepted the instructions of Narada. And therefore he got engaged in Krishna's service. This is amazing, right? Meaning that everybody can be engaged in Krishna's service. Text 27. Kalakanyodita vacho nishamya yavaneshwaraha chikirshu deva guhyam sa sasmitam tam abhashata.
Translation. After hearing the statement of Kalakanya,
It can go, I think it can go.
after hearing the statement,
Hare Krishna. Translation. After hearing the statement of Kalakanya, daughter of time, the king of the Yavanas began to smile and devise a means for executing his confidential duty on behalf of Providence.
No.
He then addressed Kalakanya as follows. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 5.142 it is said, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhartya Yari Yache Nachaya Se Taise Kare Nritya. Actually, the Supreme Controller is the personality of Godhead Krishna, and everyone is his servant. Yavana Raja, the king of the Yavanas, was also servant of Krishna. Consequently, he wanted to execute the purpose of Krishna through the agency of Kalakanya. Although Kalakanya means invalidity or old age, Yavana Raja wanted to serve Krishna by introducing Kalakanya everywhere. Thus, a sane person by attaining old age will become fearful of death. Foolish people engage in material activities as if they will live forever and enjoy material advancement. But actually, there is no material advancement. Under illusion, people think that material opulence will save them. But although there has been much advancement in material science, the problems of human society, birth, death, old age, and disease are still unsolved. Nonetheless, foolish scientists are thinking that they have advanced materially. When Kala Kanya, the invalidity of old age attacks them, they become fearful of death if they are sane. Those who are insane simply do not care for death, nor do they know what is going to happen after death. They are under the wrong impression that after death there is no life, and consequently they are to live irresponsibly in this life and enjoy unrestricted self-gratification, sense gratification. For an intelligent person, the appearance of old age is an impetus to spiritual life. People naturally fear impending death. The king of the Yavanas tried to utilize Kala Kanya for his purpose.
Okay, so now here Prabhupada is speaking of now two types of people. They're so crazy that even they're insane, meaning that even though there is impending death, still they don't care about it. So here Prabhupada said, if you're a little intelligent, then you would naturally feel the fear and say, yes, I must prepare for the next birth, right? So they take to spiritual life. And but the others, they're under the wrong impression that after death there is no life. So that's why this education has to go everywhere. There isn't, we don't die actually. The soul doesn't. The soul is eternal, right? So if we let go of one body, we read earlier, Prabhupada is explaining that again we take another body and we start another chapter. All right, another chapter of our life, meaning that you don't know what you're going to do next life, right? You really don't know what's going to be your decision, where you're going to be, what you're going to think of, what you would want, what you desire. Nobody knows, right? People just change completely. And another category of sense gratification. And again, naturally, there's so much suffering from it. Yeah. So now we have text. I want to complete this, just only a few verses. 28. Maya nirupitastu biham patiratma samadhina nabhinandati lokoyam tam abhadram asammatam.
Translation. The king of the Yamanas replied, after much consideration, I have arrived at a husband for you. Actually, as far as everyone is concerned, you are inauspicious and mischievous. Since no one likes you, how can anyone accept you as his wife?
Now he's pushing her away, right? He said, I have a husband for you. Who's that husband? You'll find out. Yeah.
Okay. After much consideration, the king of Yavanas decided to make
Is it on?
the best use of After much consideration, the king of the Yavanas decided to make the best use of a bad bargain. Kala Kanya was a bad bargain, and no one liked her, but everything can be used for the service of the Lord. Thus, the king of the Yavanas tried to utilize her for some purpose. The purpose has already been explained, that is, Kala Kanya and Jara, the invalidity of old age, can be used to arouse a sense of fear in people so that they will prepare for the next life by engaging in Krishna consciousness.
Okay, so that's clear. Oh, why this fear? It's like natural, and you can't avoid it. 29. Tvam avyakta gatir bhungsva lokam karma vinirmitam yahi me pritarana yukta rajanasham praneyashi.
this world is a product of fruitive activities. Therefore, you may
Imperceptibly.
attack people in general. Helped by my soldiers, you can kill them without opposition. The word karma vinidam means manufactured by fruitive activities. This entire material world, especially in these days, is the result of fruitive activities. Everyone is fully engaged in decorating the world with highways, model cars, electricity, skyscrapers, industries, businesses, etc. All this appears very nice for those who are simply engaged in sense gratification and who are ignorant of spiritual identity, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.4.
Nunam pramata kurute vikarma yad indriya pritaya aprinoti na sadhu manyayatta atmanoyam asanapi kreshada ashadeha.
Those without knowledge of the spirit soul are made after materialistic activities, and they perform all kinds of sinful activities simply for sense gratification. According to Rishabhadev, such activities are inauspicious because they force one to accept an abominable body in the next life. Everyone can experience that although we try to keep the body in a comfortable position, it is always giving pain and is subjected to the threefold miseries. Otherwise, why are there so many hospitals, welfare boards, and insurance establishments? Actually, in this world, there is no happiness. People are simply engaged trying to counteract unhappiness. Foolish people accept unhappiness as happiness. Therefore, the king of the Yavanas decided to attack such foolish people imperceptibly by old age, disease, and ultimately death. Of course, after death, there must be birth. Therefore, Yavanraj, though thought it wise to kill all the karmis through the agency of Kalakanya and thus tried to make them aware that materialistic advancement is not actually advancement. Every living entity is a spiritual being, and consequently, without spiritual advancement, the human form of life is ruined.
So why is there death? Why is there death?
Because every living person who is born has to undergo that. It is a phenomenon.
Sorry?
Every living being who has taken a birth has to undergo death. It is a cycle of.
No, but it's explained here why.
After that, there must be.
Why is this old age, disease, and death? Why? You just read it now. Please write this down. I hope everybody's got pen and paper and Why? Sorry?
Make them aware that. To make them aware that.
Materialistic advancement is not actually advancement.
What is it?
Materialistic advancement is not actually advancement, to make people realize that eventually everything will come to an end, all material things. Only spiritual advancement is the foundation.
Prepare for the next life when
Because human form of life is ruined if they do not follow the Krishna conscious way. Because the next life they might not get a human birth.
वे आत्मा के ज्ञान को नहीं जानते थे. We are soul, not body.
You know, this is a question that we all ask. Even a child asks, why is there death? Right? Everything has to come to an end, right? The answer is given here very, very.
Without the knowledge of the spirit soul.
Yavan Raj thought it wise to kill all the karmis through the agency of Kala Kanya and thus try to make them aware that materialistic advancement is not actually advancement. Meaning that we have come here on the basis of fruitive activities, right? So we are here in this material world with a hope, like a die-hard hope that we can be happy by doing material activities, sense gratification. And here, so this is Ishvara. Did we read somewhere? After hearing the statement of Kala Kanya, time, daughter of time, remember time is who? Yeah, it's Krishna, the Sudarshan of Krishna, right? Time, right? So, after hearing the statement of Kala Kanya, daughter of time, the king of the Yavanas began to smile and devise a means for executing his confidential duty on behalf of Providence. So this question which is asked by even a child, why do we die? Why is it that we cannot just live on? In order to baffle the efforts of everybody to enjoy in this material world. To make us become aware that it's no use trying to enjoy this material world. So Krishna just stop it. He just put an end to it. It's like, we already discussed, so we are eternal, right? So he just said, okay, now go home, do another chapter of your life. Try this one, okay, now all the sufferings, adhidayavik, adhibhotik, adhyatmik klesh, keep on poking us, and then the other hand come the Shastra, pouring in good sense, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, right? We just read the Pancharitika Vidhi, Narad Muni keep on talking, right? All preachers keep on talking, putting in, and then the threefold misery, poking us, and then finally death. Death is like, okay, that's what it is. It's for you to see, here's the skull, right? Just to show you that it's all over. So this is what's being described in this section. So it's not just a law of nature that we have to die, no. It's that death has a purpose to baffle our effort for enjoyment in this material world. You cannot enjoy. That's what is being said here.
Actually, Mataji, it's through Jara actually. That is all. That's the first roadblock, and then death is the final.
No, Jara is being used. Jara is being used as a means to stop the enjoying propensity, right?
The roadblock.
Yes. So Jara is the weapon of time, right? She's the daughter of time, so she's been placed there. And then fear, along with it, fear. Now just see what's going to happen next. Prajvaroyam mama bhrata tvam cha me bhagini bhava charam yudbhavyam lokesmin avyakto bhima shainikah.
King of Yavanas continued, here is my brother Prajvara. I now accept you as my sister. I shall employ both of you as well as my dangerous soldier to set imperceptibly within this world. Kalakanya was sent by Narad Muni to Yavan Raja so that she might become his wife. But instead of accepting her as his wife, Yavan Raja accepted her as his sister. Those who do not follow the Vedic principles are unrestricted as far as sex life is concerned. Consequently, they sometimes do not hesitate to have sex with their sisters. In this age of Kali, there are many instances of such incest. Although Yavan Raja accepted the request of Narad Muni to show respect to him, he was nonetheless thinking of illicit sex. This was due to his being the king of Yavanas and Malichas. The word Prajavara is very significant, for it means the fever sent by Lord Vishnu. Such a fever is always set at 107 degrees. the temperature at which a man dies. Thus, the king of Mlechas and Yavanas requests the daughter of time, Kalakanya, to become his sister. There was no need to ask her to become his wife, for the Yavanas and the Mlechas do not make distinctions as far as sex is concerned. Thus, one may awkwardly be a sister, mother or daughter and still have sex. Yavan Raja's brother was Prajwara and Kalkanya was invalidity itself. Combined and strengthened by the soldiers of Yavan Raja, namely non-hygienic conditions, illicit sex and untimely a high degree of temperature to bring on death, they would be able to smash the materialistic way of life. In this connection, it is significant that Narad was immune to the attack of Zara or invalidity, and similarly Zara or the destructive force cannot attack any follower of Narad Muni or pure Vaishnava.
So now this is the 107 degrees fever. So he deflected her, okay, you're my sister. She wanted a husband, and you're my sister. It's okay, So Jwara, Prajwara, and that Prajwara is what? Yeah, but it is the fever of Vishnu. We read here, the fever sent by Lord Vishnu. All right, meaning that death is coming, and it is Vishnu himself. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. Krishna says he snatches everything away. My God, so we're going to read this again now. Go home, meditate on this. So anything we want to add?
Mataji, here it is mentioned that in the previous verses was mentioned that Bhai was, he accepted Narad Muni's, he wanted to follow the instruction of Narad Muni. So instead of making her his wife, he made her as a sister.
Yeah.
So he is not following Narad Muni's
Yes, so we just read in the purport, this last purport, for what? Out of respect. We do that also, right? Out of respect, you say, yes, Prabhuji, yes, Maharaji, right? Out of respect. But you don't intend to do this actually, right? So out of respect, he says, yeah, he accepted, yes. And then he did his own thing. Very typical, right?
So although desire to serve, but not a pure devotion.
Yeah, well, he's in Malaysia. Meaning he's struggling, right? And it's expected that we say yes, and then own thing. Alright, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripasindhave evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo. So this prasadam is the stage of Bhakti.